Hi, I'm Joe. Give me just a minute for the ministry. I went to a funeral last week. This is not a sad story. I went to a funeral last week of a dear saint, a good woman of God. And here's the catch. I didn't even know her. I had to go as part of the ministry thing, and I didn't even know the lady. Had never met her before that I know of. What made me think that she was a saint? I never knew her. And preachers get up and preach funerals and stuff. They don't, if the person is a saint or something like that, they may talk about it, but otherwise they really don't say much about it. So you don't know for sure, as an outsider, didn't know the person whatsoever. But see, I know that she was a saint, and I'm going to tell you how. But first, I'm going to read you a little scripture real quick, and it's Proverbs 13:22. It says, "A good man leaveth an inheritance to his children's children, and the wealth of the sinners is laid up for the just." See, that's the point. There it is. I never met the lady, but her family, each one of her family members got up, and just about every one of them seemed like to, and it was a long funeral. It really took a while, but every one of them got up, and her children, her grandchildren, they got up, and one of the things I noticed when they'd get up to talk about their grandma, talk about their mama, they called her, and is that they all, her grandchildren come up there with their Bibles in their hands. They all had scripture. They all had things like that because there was two underlying things that every one of them had to say about their mama. One, they loved her biscuits. Undoubtedly, the woman could make some biscuits, which is great. But way more important is she had passed Jesus on to everybody in her family. Listening to every one of them talk, it was real easy and fast to find out that she taught Jesus to her family. She showed them and gave them God. I wonder how many of the rest of us are doing the same thing with our own loved ones. But we should be. We should be giving Jesus to everybody we know. And I actually enjoyed the funeral because of that. That's a dear saint of God that went home to glory. But she went home knowing that she had passed on Jesus. We're supposed to do that. We're supposed to pass on the torch. You think about Elijah with Elisha. Elisha said, "I want what you got. I want double what you got." And Elijah said, "Well, you stick with me. You follow me and you watch what I do and you see what I do. And if you see me leave, you'll get it." Moses passed it down to Joshua. He showed him and told him and taught him how to do the things. And he taught the things to him. Paul, look how many people, Timothy, passed it down to Timothy and so many more. We're supposed to pass down to the generation and the next generation and the generation after that. We're supposed to be passing on Jesus. That's the main goal that we should have in life, is to pass on Christ to somebody. There's nothing better, there's nothing bigger than to seeing somebody get saved. There's nothing I can think of that I enjoy more than seeing somebody get saved. Whether it's I had anything to do with it or not, just seeing somebody get saved is a wonderful thing. Like I said, I didn't know the lady, but that was a wonderful funeral because they preached her epitaph and said she was a Christian lady. She was somebody that brought Jesus to everybody she knew. Nobody could deny it. I don't think all her family was saved. I've seen how some of them was, and I'm not judging anybody. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know them really, but they're probably not all saved. But their mama told them about Christ. They'll never get to the state to stand before that pearly gates and say, "Mama never told me," or "I didn't know nothing about it," because Mama passed it on. You want a legacy? There's your legacy. You want to be well known for something? Be well known for that. You want to be remembered? Be remembered for being like Jesus and passing it on. Be Jesus to somebody today.